Welcome to the Risk Management Member Briefing for members of Lone Star College's student organizations. Student Life has provided a slideshow of risk management information for our students. You can find the slideshow and its internal resources by Googling LSC-CyFair clubs and select the correct link. Look for the link with College-CyFair. Once on the CyFair Clubs page, you will find the related links on the right side. Click Go to RSO Forms and Resources. In the Forms and Resources page, scroll down in the RSO Information section to the Risk Management for RSOs slideshow. You will have to download the slideshow as it will not open in a new window until you have downloaded it. This is the first page. So let's get started. Just remember that this is a briefing on risk management training. You can always come back to the PowerPoint for more information, and a convenient slide will be shown at the end to help you reach this easily. Risk management training is mandatory for all RSOs to be in compliance with Texas law and Lone Star College policy. The risk management PowerPoint covers the following: issues and accommodations for students with disabilities, alcohol and illegal drugs, drug and alcohol overdose and how to respond, hazing, sexual abuse and harassment, fire and safety, student travel policies, and student behavior at RSO events. We want your events to be fun and safe for everyone, but every event holds the potential for various types of risk, including physical, psychological, financial, reputational, environmental, and other risks such as underage drinking, breaking the law or the rules of the college. Every student at Lone Star College can expect that they will be treated equally regardless of their abilities. At no time will Lone Star College support the discrimination of a student for any reason. All student organizations must accept students at events or activities, and whenever possible, should make effort to accommodate students with differing abilities. The legal drinking age in the United States is 21, with few exceptions. Providing alcohol to minors is illegal and punishable with fines and jail time. Texas has a zero-tolerance policy for underage drinking and driving and will result in strict penalties including fines, community service, and loss of license. Driving while intoxicated is illegal, and doing so with an open container of alcohol will result in automatic jail time. Many people refrain from asking for help for fear of the consequences of underage drinking violations. Sadly, the decisions not to call for help needed in this life or death situation can be fatal. The law provides limited immunity for underage individuals who seek assistance or help from law enforcement or emergency services in response to an alcohol-related emergency situation. You can learn more about the Lone Star policies cited in this presentation in the Student Code of Conduct at lonestar.edu/student-responsibilities. Controlled dangerous substances are those drugs considered illegal and remain so because of their high likelihood of dependence or side effects. Possession of narcotics or other illegal substances carries a range of potential penalties. Contributing factors in a judgment may include the type of drugs, the quantity, and any past offenses. Addiction and overdose are real concerns when people use narcotics. This includes prescription medications as well. Signs and symptoms of an overdose are shown on these slides. You can always come back to this PowerPoint to review them. So what should you do if you witness an overdose? Well, number one, you must call 911. And if the victim is conscious, be sure to stay in a safe position, as drugs can cause irregular and often irrational behavior. After you've called 911, take note of the drugs or medication, even if the container or packaging is empty. Is there any paraphernalia nearby? Well, don't touch it, but stay calm and reassure the victim. If you can, provide CPR. Now get out your phones, because the information on the next slide is very valuable and it may come in handy one day. The most important thing to do is call 911, and if the victim is not breathing, turn them on their side. Hazing deaths on college campuses across the country have led to anti-hazing laws. In accordance with Texas law, reports of hazing will be reported on the Lone Star College website, identifying the RSO, the type of incident, and the violations and dates of occurrence. A disciplinary review will occur and may result in sanctions or penalties. Hazing is defined as any intentional, knowing, or reckless act directed against a student that endangers the student's mental health, physical health, or safety. You commit hazing if you engage in, encourage, direct, aid, or attempt to aid in engaging in hazing, or if you know that hazing is or will happen and you fail to report the incident. Yes, even if you just hear about it, you have to report it, or you will be considered to have acted or aided in the act. If the RSO condones, encourages, or permits any of its officers or members to take part in a ritual activity that causes harm or humiliation, the RSO is considered to have committed acts of hazing. Any person reporting acts of hazing will be granted immunity in court. However, if you falsely report a hazing event, you will not have this immunity. And just because someone said they were okay with being hazed is not a defense to persecution. He said I could will not protect you in court. The sexual harassment policy at Lone Star College refers to acts of misconduct, including sexual harassment, sexual violence, discrimination based on sex, as well as any retaliation due to the reporting of these acts. Sexual assault is forcing sexual action on another person. This includes fondling, rape, incest, or statutory rape, and it is a federal crime. Sexual discrimination is treating someone differently based on their gender. This includes sexual harassment and is also a federal crime. Sexual harassment is forcing someone to listen to sexual advances or stories against their will. This includes brag sessions and jokes of a sexual nature, as well as asking for favors, with sex being the bargaining tool. Sexual violence means forced physical sexual acts performed without consent. This includes persons who are incapable of giving consent due to drug or alcohol impairment or mental physical disability. Take out those phones again, because the next two slides has very valuable information. These are some internal and external local resources and support for victims of domestic or sexual violence and the information to report that information. These are external resources for mental health support as well as local police department locations. Now, we all assume that we know what we do in an emergency, but coming face to face with a fire is scary. And when we're scared, we often freeze up and forget what we would otherwise consider common sense. So plan things out now. If you had a fire in your home, where would you meet your family and how would you get out? If your first escape plan is blocked, what's your second option? This goes for when you're on campus as well. Do you know where the closest fire exits are? Where would you meet your classmates or instructor? Plan all of that out now. Weapons are prohibited on campus. This includes firearms, explosives, knives, tasers, and much more. The campus carry law allows registered and trained gun owners to carry their weapons in a concealed state. No open carry is permitted on any Lone Star College campus or satellite campus, and penalties are very harsh. In the event of an emergency, while in any room on campus, you can knock the receiver off the phone and leave it. It will automatically dispatch the police to your location. But if you can, please stay on the line and provide information to the officers to help them prepare for situations they may face. The campus non-emergency telephone number is 281-290-5911, and it's really a great idea to keep that stored in your phone while you're a student at Lone Star College. Student travel is considered required when attendance is part of the normal operational activity of the organization and will be funded, even in part, by the organization. Before departing on your trip, you must submit paperwork to the college. Criteria for student travel: the destination is more than 25 miles from any Lone Star campus. It is not required for a 4-credit course. The college or club is funding the travel, and the travel is part of the club's official activities. Student travel takes tons of planning, and lots of people have to be made aware of and sign off on travel paperwork. Remember to consider the risks and safety in your planning. You can find the full policy at lonestar.edu/student-welfare-rights. Just remember that student travel requires 30 days advance notice whenever possible. Be sure to submit all required documents well before your event takes place. Student Life staff is happy to help you work through the required documentation. If you will be a driver for other members of your organization to or from an event, There are certain responsibilities. Make sure you're following all the laws and rules of the road. Take breaks often. Please don't text and drive. Only approved employees may drive college-owned, rented, or leased equipment. Student Life is here to help you work through the approved driver's process. If you, as a student, will drive your personal vehicle to attend an event for the organization, there are certain things to consider. Of course, you must follow all driving laws, including wearing your seatbelt and making sure your passengers do the same. You must take breaks every 3 hours, and again, please don't text and drive. Lone Star College is not liable for any accidents that may occur. How you act at college or organization-based events will reflect on you. It will also reflect on your family, the college, and the organization. If you don't want people to think poorly of you, please act with common sense. Remember to submit the logistics request to inform Student Life about your events. The college's policies and procedures apply to all RSO activities, whether on or off campus. Think about the potential hazards and risks associated with your event. Remember, on or off campus, you are an ambassador for the college, as well as your organization, and your behavior and actions can be held against the RSOs. This concludes the risk management member briefing for members of Lone Star CyFair's registered student organizations. Remember, attendance is tracked, so please be sure you've signed in to today's meeting so your organization will get credit. The complete risk management for RSOs slideshow can be found by going to this convenient QR code link.